have yet to put makeup on. So I'm looking a little bit like a mess. I stayed, look at that. Don't mind what's on my hand. So I ended up staying up really late. All day yesterday we worked on individual schedules, which is really painful when you think about it. My nose is all red. But I think I finally got them done. I woke up this morning pretty early, spent for a good like hour and a half trying to get them finished, figuring out where the kids are gonna go. I'm about to go and print those now, but I thought I would share with you guys a really big decision that I've made. I mean, it's a huge decision. The cold is seriously pretty when you get to like sit in front of a fire and watch like really like mushy love movies. This isn't pretty. This is brutal, and I feel like I need to move back to Alabama now. Holy moly, it's bad when I can't find a glove, so I'm wearing a sock on my hand to warm my hands up. Oh, this is really sad. I gotta go print those schedules. I'll be back. I'm staying with my socks and my jacket on the whole day. So I really need to do my makeup. I'm gonna do just a little something. Push my bangs out the way. I like dumped. Wow, I'm scary looking. Seriously just dumped makeup inside of my bag today. So I was like, ain't nobody got time right now. So I was able to get all of the schedules pretty much done. It may end up having to change a little bit after kind of we see what happens today. I still have to make, I didn't bring my brush. I forgot my brush, so I'm doing it with my hand, y'all. I'm sorry. I still need to make something for them to bring when they go to their small groups today. So I think what we ended up deciding is that during their small group time, for math and for reading, we were going to talk about what certain stations kind of looks like and sounds like, so that they're setting up, they understand the expectations of what it is that they're supposed to be doing. So we're gonna go over a few things. The kids have 10 blocks. This includes word study is one block. So it's like words their way is what we use. It's just gonna have to be okay with that. So we have word study as one block. We have independent writing, which is another block. That's separate from like their actual writing instruction. We also have small group math, independent math, which is normally like an activity to do from when you're done with math group. So usually like in my math group, they will do math with me, but then I will have them go out and do something to practice what we just did in group, if that makes sense. So they have an independent math group. Then they have something called a math skills group, which for me would be goal work. For other teachers, it's like for the other two, it might be Spiral, it might be IXL. It just kind of depends on what it is that you want your kids to be doing. So they have small group math, independent math, math skills that they're working on, and that's all of the math. They also will have small group for reading, and the same applies. Like they'll have an independent reading for when they want to apply something that they're practicing back in group. So they're gonna have that time. Then they'll also have like just a independent read time, and then they have STEM, which is something else that we're gonna be giving them to do during that time. I think I named them all. Did I name them all? I hope I did. I'm sorry if I didn't. So that's kind of how we ended up like creating their little schedules. And then what I went on and did is I went through and color coded what rooms they were going to be in. So if they were in KT's room, I color coded it orange. If they were in my room, I color coded it green. If they were in KW's room, I color coded it yellow. So then we can get an idea of how many kids are we going to have in our rooms during those times. The only one that I was not able to color code, oh my gosh, the static is ridiculous. The only one that I was not able to color code would be STEM, because what we're going to do is give them they're going to get to sign up at the beginning of the week, or maybe at the end of a week, so we kind of have an idea of who's coming where, for STEM. So the different rooms will have different activities for STEM that they'll be able to sign up for. Now, they only get 20 minutes to do this, so what I ended up figuring is that because I'm gonna have Dash in my room, and Dash does take a little bit longer to do, that I was just going to spread out the activity for over a week. So like they're gonna have Monday tasks, Tuesday tasks, Wednesday tasks, Thursday, Friday tasks, that kind of thing. That way that they're not trying to they're not gonna end up running out of time to be able to complete it, because they get STEM every single day. Now this can be like, you know, Dash and Dot, which is using technology. I think for right now we're going to start with coding, but we're going to introduce that to them tomorrow. So for the sake of like today, because we want to kind of get them into the flow of looking at their schedule, and then also seeing like how many kids like actually seeing it in action, we're giving them like fun activities that they can do for each station. So in a little bit I'm going to put it up on my board that for this you're going to be doing this activity. So I'm going to tell them exactly what they're going to be doing. It's nothing like, it's still academic, but it's not like hardcore here's what you're doing type of academic. Does that make sense? Does that look better? Am I better? I don't know. Let's do my eyebrows, because my eyebrows look awful. So KW has been planning that. I think she's gonna come and print all of those, and then we're gonna put them in our rooms. I can't talk when I'm doing my eyebrows, I'm sorry. All right. Okay, so let me show you guys some examples of like schedules of what we have. So they have, you know, these color, the yellows with one teacher, the greens with another teacher, but everybody's is just a little bit different. I need to finish getting the page ready for them to be able to jot down like what it looks like and sounds like at each of the stations. This is what they're going to be doing when they come to small group with us. So I'm gonna get that done, get it printed, and then I'm gonna go to my meeting. Eventually I'll take my jacket off, not a big deal. And then I will hopefully catch up with you guys later. I'm not really sure. I don't even know. We'll see. Okay, bye. So I am no longer at school. I've been home for quite some time. Actually, I feel like I pretty much left school almost immediately. I don't know about any of you, but when you go back, like after having your break, do you just feel incredibly exhausted? Because I feel incredibly exhausted. Blaney. So I feel so incredibly tired. And I know part of it was because I did stay up so late last night trying to get, I mean, it's late for me, probably not for a lot of you, but I stayed up really late last night trying to get schedules done for the kids. And then I woke up early to finish the schedules again. And I feel like that kind of just took it out of me. So I came home rather quickly today. I did want to give you guys an update just as far as like how the schedules went. It went really, really well. Actually, like we're very impressed with how the kids did, and we got a lot of really great feedback from the kids. The kids really enjoy it. They like how structured it is, that there's kind of none of that like guesswork of what it is that they're expected to be doing during those times. So we went through during like group work, our group times, and we just talked about it. We said, listen, here are the blocks that you know I'm responsible for you for. So like your math skills, your independent math, which comes after your group time. Here are the expectations. Here's what you're going to be doing. Here's how you're going to know what you are going to be doing. And they kind of created this little sheet where they have all of those expectations listed out for them. And I told my kids, I was like, this is going to be like your reference page, you know, keep it in Notability so that you can go back and reference it, so that if you don't remember what you're supposed to be doing at this time, you can always look back at it and kind of refresh your memory. So today was a really good day for that. Tomorrow, we're going to try to start doing a little bit of group stuff. This is my first time doing CPM, which is college preparatory math. Sorry, I'm like in the middle of feeding one of my kids. The other two, my husband and the big guy, husband and the big kid, ended up going to the store. But Blaney, honey, it's ready, Papa. Go. So tomorrow, like I said, we're going to be doing just a little bit of group work. Sorry. Blaney distracts me. And this is my first time doing CPM, which is college preparatory math. We started in 6th grade, which is like a program that you take them through it, but it's very like problem based. Like there's a lot of the kids like working in groups together to come up with how to solve problems, which I really like that. Like I really like that type of math that gets the kids talking more, and it's more exploratory where they're out trying to figure out the answers on their own, versus me like regurgitating the information to them. So I'm kind of taking this time to be able to review my book. So I have my book here. I'm reviewing my book, looking at my lessons. I also have now kind of changed my math groups. So I have a CPM group, and then I have a 5th grade algebra group who are working on like function tables, who are also doing patterns and missing symbols, that type of thing. So that's what I need to kind of plan out for those two. And then I still have my 2x2 digit multiplication group. The other groups were given to other teachers that were able to kind of take those kids during those times. So I have those that we were going to plan for, and then I did want to plan a little bit of reading. Nothing like major, but I do want them to kind of start getting into the rhythm of it. So that's what I'm here. I came home and I kind of sat on the couch. HBO has Harry Potter on demand, so like all of the Harry Potter movies. So I'm currently watching, I don't know if you see it in that mirror right there. I'm currently watching the first Harry Potter while I'm just kind of vegging out on the couch. Waiting for my other 2 boys to get back home, and I think I'm just gonna enjoy Harry Potter tonight while trying to get some lesson plans done. I do need to go back through and adjust some of the lesson or some of the schedules that we have. So I have kind of this document here which I need to go through and adjust any of the schedules that ended up getting changes made. So I'm just going to kind of take some time, go over the schedules because I took their papers. I'm just going to go over them and make any changes so that I can reprint them tomorrow. We did have just a few kiddos whose schedules ended up getting changed, like the times were wrong or something to that extent, or it just didn't work out. There were too many kids in certain rooms. So we just made some of those adjustments today, and now I'm just going to go back through and finish that up. So I'm gonna spend some time on the couch watching Harry Potter, get my work done, and I will just catch you guys up in the morning. I'm really sorry that this vlog is so lame so far, but I've been so tired going back. Y'all, it's hard to go back. It's hard. All right, I'll catch you guys in the morning. So I'm curious to know, like, what is your favorite thing when you come back in like the new year for school? I think mine is putting out new writing tools. Like new pencils, new crayons, new everything. I really enjoy that. I think I enjoyed it a little bit more in kindergarten because like they would clean out all their little boxes. So I don't know if you remember, if you've been following me for a while. All of my kids had like a little crayon box, and so they had like the primary colors in that little crayon box. Well, they would always clean it out and I would give them brand new ones, along with like brand new pencils would go out, and it just makes me happy. I don't know, that's like a weird thing of mine. So I'm gonna like sharpen a bunch of pencils and have these ready to go, and I don't know what I'm gonna do with the old ones. I'm so tired of pencils, y'all. They drive me nuts, not gonna lie. Ooh, I just thought of something. I'll tell you guys later. So I know that we're probably like the worst teachers on the face of the planet because we did not give our kids, my hair looks crazy, we did not give our kids their gifts for Christmas, but at the same time, like, we really can't because we have 2 kids who don't celebrate. Anywho, we ended up getting our kids something, and I'm really glad that we can give it to them at the beginning of the year, like for the 2018. Because that means that they can use it. But we got them all pencils with their names on them. How cute is that? So they're gonna get pencils. I'm gonna put it inside of their mailboxes this morning, along with a little candy cane, and they can just kind of have a little special treat. Alright, got little candy canes and their pencils all tucked away inside of their mailboxes. So I woke up this morning to a phone call saying that we had a 2-hour delay. We had like a winter advisory that kind of started last night that we were getting some snow. We probably got like half an inch to an inch of snow, not a ton of snow, but it was nice having like the 2-hour delay. Well, just a minute ago, like my phone starts blowing up with text messages from all my partners, and I'm already like partly dressed. Like I got my work, I can't even do that. I got my work pants on. I was getting ready to go. Like I was starting to do my hair, I was starting to do my makeup, and my phone rings and we're closed. We are officially closed today on Thursday. New school. I'm gonna make my tea now. Yesterday was a very unproductive day for me. I sat around and watched the Harry Potter series. I think I have 2 more movies left, which I plan on finishing this weekend. But I didn't really do anything, which was really, really disappointing. By the end of the night, I think I got a little irritated with myself. It's not I think. Like, I got a little irritated with myself because I was really disappointed in the fact that I didn't do much. Like I had the entire day and I really could have done something. I was ready to go in the morning, well, semi-ready, but then with them canceling school, it's almost like I kind of fell into a funk or something. I'm not really sure. Anywho, today was a 2-hour delay, which I was really, really kind of excited about and disappointed about at the same time. Disappointed because I really wanted to make sure that I got my schedules like off the ground with my kids and I was able to get to all of the rotations today. But with us having a 2-hour delay, it doesn't look like that's gonna happen, so we're just gonna have to wait until Monday. I was excited because this morning, as I was getting ready this morning, my husband comes downstairs fairly early, and that's not like him, but he comes down fairly early and so it was like, hey, they're gonna be here within an hour. So we got a new fridge. And they delivered it while I was still home. They were putting the doors together and they finally had the doors together, but it wasn't pushed all the way in, and I was just like, you know what, I'm getting really antsy and I need to get to school. So I left them and I didn't get to see it finished, but it's exciting because when I get to go home, I'm gonna have a new fridge, which I'm really excited about. And even more exciting, I'm gonna have 2 fridges because our old one, the little mini fridge as we like to call it, is going into the garage for us to be able to put like our drinks and extra drinks and that type of thing in, which is really, really like the big bonus here. Today, what I'm gonna have to figure out is my partner should be getting here within about 10 minutes or so. I'm gonna go run off the copies of all of our new schedules since I got them finished up. I did make them a little bit prettier. I fixed a couple of things that needed to get fixed in schedules, and then I also added in the rotation numbers. So if it's like a rotation 1, 2, 3, 4, so on and so forth, so that when we do have like alternate schedules, for instance for today, if we ended up deciding, hey, we're not going to do writing and content, we're going to instead do cycle, you know, rotations 1, 2, 3, you know, skip 5 and 6, 7, 8, 9, that type of thing. So it allows us to be able to kind of mess with our schedule a little bit easier, and the kids will comprehend it a little bit better. So I added that in there, and then I made their names all pretty on their papers. This isn't going to be the final one. I think the final one, I want them to have it laminated for them to possibly put it inside of a binder. We're just not 100% sure yet. But I was really, really proud of how well they did. Not yesterday, but like as Wednesday, they did a really, really great job as far as like moving classrooms and, you know, that type of thing. I mean, granted, we did give them pretty easy work, but at the same time, I was really pretty proud of them at the fact that they were able to do that. Okay, so I'm gonna go and make some copies. Get those items ready for me this morning, and then I do need to get a couple of things ready for word study that the kids are going to be doing during their rotation cycles. So I'm gonna go do that. Okay, so it is 2018, it's a brand new year, and the kids' folders look absolutely awful. There are some of them that have done a really, really good job with keeping their folders like pretty nicely put together, but we wanted to try to see if we could give the kids new folders for the remainder of this year. We got in we were very, very lucky because we were able to get some folders from the school. So what we ended up deciding to do is we're sticking with the house colors. So depending on what house that the learner is in, depends the color that they're going to get. So if they're in Uamuzi, they're going to get green. If in their house Zygoda, they'll get red. If they're in the house Arbitrium, they'll get blue. And in Dara, they're going to get purple. So they all have house colored folders. We put like a house label on it, and I can show you one, but I have to cover up her name. So here's kind of what the house folder looks like. It just says work in progress. It has their symbol for their house, and then it has their full name at the bottom. Now, when we started looking into getting folders, we kind of debated on going back and forth between folders and binders. We were not able to get our hands on binders, and since we were able to get these for free, like we didn't end up paying for it, the school did, we decided to do the actual folders themselves. But we took it a step further because we're doing 2 folders. So we stuck one folder inside of the other folder. You can see it here. So now they have 1, 2, 3, 4 pockets, which is going to be really, really nice to help kind of keep them a little bit better organized than what they are. So what I'm trying to get done right now are a few different labels. They're labels to go with their names on the very front of their folder, and then on the inside we're putting like word work on the bottom, math and reading, and then content writing is going to go on the very end. So depending on what that paper, what area it belongs in, they're going to stick it in that pocket itself. The other feature that we want to kind of make sure that we added to this folder is that we are doing our schedule. So I kind of showed you guys a little bit of what the schedules ended up looking like. I decided to make kind of like a mock schedule, but with my son's name in it. So I pretty much just took one of our students' schedules, took off all the names on it, and put my son's name at the top so that I can kind of show you a little bit more in detail of what this looks like. So here is the schedule. This is the schedule. And what we did is we broke them down into 10 rotations. The parts that do not have rotation numbers are either special lunch, or it's actually our read aloud time, but this is what it looks like for the most part. So what we have done now is I have laminated all of their final kind of cuts of their schedule. I went through some like drafts where I wanted to make sure that the schedule worked for them, and now I went through and started laminating them. We're going to add the schedules. I'm just going to use like double-sided sticky tape on the folder here. So when they open up their folder, their schedule is going to be attached right here, so they can always see what their schedule is. That way there is no confusion about where it is that they need to be going throughout the day. So that's kind of what I need to get done. I need to finish putting in their schedules. I need to get the labels finished up. And then once that is done, I can kind of start working on finishing up my plans. I have plans for at least tomorrow, which is good because the plans that I ended up planning out for Friday, we didn't do since we had a snow day last week. So those got pushed back to Monday. So I have my plans for Monday, which is really nice, but I also need to make sure that I get up some word study videos need to get posted onto our Schoology site. I also need to make sure that a couple of other things like are cut and ready to go just for tomorrow. So my biggest project is going to be this, and making sure that all of my tasks are kind of in for the day so that the kids know exactly what it is that they're supposed to be doing. That's what I got going on, y'all. That's really about it. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna finish putting together, I have the labels, like the front labels for the Uamuzi crew, so I'm gonna get all of their labels put in. My husband went out to go and grab me some staples. What I'm using is a long, it's like a book stapler. This is what it looks like. This is what I'm using to actually put the staples right in the center so that I can just kind of staple the 2 folders together. So he went out to go and grab me some staples, and then I'm going to put him on the job of stapling the folders for me, and I'm going to get the rest of the labels ready to go. I'm finally getting down to the very last few of the folders that I need to get done. I have like probably 6 or 7 folders that I have to go back through and fix their schedules. We realized that we needed to change a couple of things, so those are just gonna wait until later on tonight. But I have only a few more where I have to add in their schedules and the labels for like the words their way, the math, reading, and science content stuff. So I'm gonna finish these up and then I'm gonna start planning out what else I need to get done for this evening. In case you've never seen how you actually use one of these staplers like this, I'm gonna actually show you on camera so that if you're interested in getting one of these, you'd get it. I used it a lot in kindergarten because a lot of my books would start to tear, like the small books, like the A, B, C, D's, your leveled readers, would tear really easily. So this thing came in super duper like good handy when I had a bunch of those kindergartners that were tearing things. So yeah, I like it. It's a good little stapler. So let me show you how I use it. Okay, so you insert your book inside of here, and this right here can actually change as far as where you want the book to actually stop. So what I'm doing is I'm taking my folder, opening both of them up, and then you can see that once I put it in, I can change how far I want it to go back. I try to line this up as close as possible to the edge. And then I staple it 3 times. And one more. And then it ends up stapling right there on the spine, which is really, actually pretty darn perfect. And then there you go. I turn orange. That is pretty much it. It makes a nice little book, which, I mean, you can't beat that, because if the kids end up tearing it, then I could just staple it right back together. So y'all know that you had way too much stuff to take home when you had to get a cart to bring it all in, instead of having to make 5 trips going back and forth to get it all.